You ever look at an old painting or a photograph and just get this feeling there's a story you're not quite getting? Well, guess what? You're right. Today, we're going to learn how to actually see those stories, how to unlock all the secrets that are hiding in plain sight by learning to read an image just like a historian does. All right, let's just dive right in. Take a look at this painting. It's pretty weird, right? You've got this figure with a tiny little head and these massive feet sitting next to a cactus under a super bright sun. This is the famous Brazilian painting Abaporu, and it's one of the most important pieces of art in Latin America. But why? What is this thing actually trying to tell us? To get that answer, we really have to change the way we think. You know, for a long time, we've kind of treated images like they're secondary, just pretty pictures to go along with a written story. But there's so much more than that. So the old way of looking at it, which honestly even a lot of historians clung to for decades, was that art was basically just there to illustrate a point someone else already made with words. But the modern view, and this has completely revolutionized the field, sees art as a primary historical source. It's a document that's just as rich, just as complex as any letter or diary from the past. And what's so cool is how the historian Pierre-Franc Castel put it. He basically said, art is this ongoing conversation between what's real and what's imagined. So, in other words, a painting isn't just a picture of a thing. It's like a key that unlocks the entire mindset, the dreams, the fears, the big ideas of the exact moment it was made. Okay, so with this new perspective in our back pocket, let's go back to our mystery painting. It's time to stop just looking at it and to start actually reading its visual language. So the first and honestly the most important piece of this whole puzzle is this idea anthropophagia or anthropophagy. This was a super radical artistic movement in Brazil that was literally sparked by this painting. And this wasn't just about art, okay? It was a massive act of post-colonial rebellion. The whole idea was to stop just copying Europe. Instead, they wanted to culturally devour, yeah, I said devour, its influences, digest them, and then create something totally new and powerfully, authentically Brazilian out of it. And bam, suddenly the painting makes sense. The name Abaporu itself means man who eats people in the Tupi-Guarani language. That kind of monstrous figure, that's on purpose. Those giant feet symbolize this heavy, deep, unbreakable connection to the Brazilian soil. And that tiny little head? That's a direct shot at European rationalism. It's minimizing the importance of the mind to prioritize the body and the land. I mean, come on. It's a declaration of cultural independence on a canvas. Now, this whole way of reading images, it's not just for paintings. Actually, you could argue it's even more important when we look at photographs, because photography has this sneaky way of tricking us into believing we're looking at a perfect window into reality. The philosopher Roland Barthes just nailed the power of a photograph. He was looking at a picture of Napoleon's brother, and he had this sudden, incredible realization. I see the eyes that saw the emperor. It's wild, right? A photo can just collapse time, and it gives us this deep, almost chilling connection to a moment that's long gone. But here's the thing. That powerful connection can be totally manufactured. The historian Boris Kossoy has shown that in 19th century Brazil, photography wasn't just about snapping pictures. It was a critical tool for nation building. It was used to broadcast a very specific, very carefully constructed image of progress, modernity, and imperial strength out to the rest of the world. And this whole idea applies to our personal lives too. Historian Miriam Marerle calls old family photos coded testimonies. Just think about a classic wedding picture, right? We see that white dress and we immediately think purity. But Light's research found something amazing. Old photos of brides in some peasant cultures wearing black dresses. Why? Well, because for them, black symbolized fertility, a connection to the earth. And just like that, the photo isn't just a picture of great-grandma. It's a ritual frozen in time, revealing a whole different worldview and showing us just how much these symbols have changed. Okay. So we've established that images are these incredibly rich historical sources. But this leads us to a really critical point. As powerful as they are, they can also be a dangerous and sometimes deeply unreliable eyewitness. Historian Peter Burke put this so perfectly. He says we talk about historical sources like we're just dipping a bucket into some pure stream of truth. It's a nice image, right? But he says, nope. That metaphor is a total illusion. There is no pure stream. Every single document, and especially every image, is filtered through the person who made it, the culture it came from, and all the reasons it was made in the first place. So this leaves us with a massive question, doesn't it? If every image is a construction, a filtered version of reality, a potential trap, can we ever actually trust what we see? The answer is yes, absolutely. But, and this is a big but, only if we learn to ask the right questions. We can't trust an image to give us the simple, straightforward truth, but we can trust it to reveal the incredible complexities of the past. So this is your toolkit. This is how you start to see like a historian. There are three basic steps. First, you contextualize. You have to ask, who made this picture? When did they make it? And most importantly, why did they make it? What was their goal? Second, you read between the lines. What's the intended message here? What story is the creator trying to sell you? And third, and this is where the real detective work begins, you look for clues. Pay attention to all the small details, but also, and this is so important, look for what's missing. What isn't in the picture is often just as revealing as what is. Look, this is way more than just art history. It's about being critically literate in this visual world we all live in. So from now on, whether you're looking at a painting that's hundreds of years old or you're just scrolling through your phone, ask yourself, what stories are the images all around me really telling?